Hey Tosh, obviously a horrible defeat. We're all very disappointed. What's your analysis of that?
Yeah, horrible. Very, very horrible. It's X-rated, really, to be honest. It's tough in a technical area. First half, standing there and as I say, watching it myself. But I mean, defensively, we were inept. I think, if you saw that on a Sunday in mini soccer, you would still be quite angry as a parent standing on the line and watching young Johnny doing certain things that some of our more experienced, established players, players that need to also put up their hands sometimes and say, look, I take a little bit of responsibility for it. But at the end of the day, it's not good enough, and things need to be done about it.
Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Because a month ago we were talking after we'd beaten Haven't. It seemed like we were going in the right direction at last.
Yeah.
And now we've shipped 17 goals in 4 or 5 games, scored only 2.
Yeah.
As a supporter, I want to know, what are you going to do now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's obviously a need for a calming, more perhaps experienced defender to go in and slot in at the back there. We're looking rather, I don't know, what's the word? Almost frightened at the back at the moment, and I don't think there's enough solidity there. So we're going to look at possibly bridging that gap this week. We have been anyway. I'm not making no secret of that. I've been looking for a defender. I'm looking for a midfield player, and I'm looking for a centre forward. The spine of the side. And talking of spine, that's the most important word I can think about today. We weren't, we were spineless, wasn't we?
Sure.
In the way we went about our work.
But I'm going to ask difficult questions because look, I'm your fan. I'm on the board who employ you, but I also have to talk sort of for the fans, I suppose. You've been at the club a number of months now, and you say you're still looking for a spine. Why haven't we managed to get that spine?
Haven't been able to bring the players in that we identify. We've missed out. There's a centre forward that we were going to interested in this week. He's chosen to go to Braintree. Right. Now, I'm not going into detail. I don't really want to go into detail in perhaps why he's chosen Braintree. That's for the guys out there to make their own assumptions.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I'm not going down that line. I've got too much pride about myself to start talking about why would you choose a team. I mean, one of the key factors is they're sitting top of the league and we're second from bottom.
Yeah, and I'm sure they can pay more than we can as well. The fans know that we don't have much money.
You won't hear me gripe about that at all because, quite frankly, this club deserves much better than that.
So at half time, I imagine the changing room was quite a tough place to be, but we were a bit better second half. We showed a bit more spirit and fight.
Yeah, we were. I think one of the management team, it was Dave Winserton, was quite quick to shout out something straight away as soon as he walked in. There's a lot of players with a lot to say at half time about where we're going wrong, or who hasn't been doing their job, etc. Well, I'd like to see a bit more of that out on the park.
Sure.
That sort of anger at perhaps not defending something how they should be defending. And as I say, it's then you have to look at it and think, well, hold on a minute, let's not talk the talk, or have we got players that talk the talk? We need to start actioning it. So
sure. I was glad to see Jamie Crellin come on and play the second half, and he always runs his guts out for the club, and he's great to see. I want to ask you about how you set up at the beginning of the game. You chose to play Jack Evans over, say, Andy Pearson or Anthony Barnes.
Yeah.
Why did you play Jack, who's turned 18 today and had a horrible birthday? I feel for him. But,
I do.
Why play a kid rather than a more experienced player? I'm interested to know.
I played Jack because of his legs. more than anything. You know, he's a decent athlete, and I knew that Farnborough have got, you know, a horseshoe with a lot of pace and experience in that respect. So Jack got the nod today. You know, I'll be the first to admit that Jack unfortunately didn't have the best of games, but it's unfortunate. You know, and I take responsibility for that. There's no doubt about it.
Sure. Our next game against the league leaders, Braintree, on Wednesday. How are you going to prepare for that? What are you going to do between now and then to get them up for it? Get yourself up for it.
I would like anybody that doubts these players, this sort of the way we train and prepare. If you've got any doubts, pop yourself along to training. You know, when you come away from there, you're infused. You can't wait for the next game. But unfortunately, now we're letting ourselves down on a Saturday afternoon or a Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening, perhaps next week. And you know, we've got to stop being good trainers and start producing.
Sure. To find some positivity in all this, we're still in it. Other teams around us are still finding it hard to pick up points, as obviously are we. But it says to me there is a massive gulf in this league between the top teams and the bottom teams, and we're still in with a fight. We're not marooned at the bottom or anything. We're absolutely fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that you'll be fighting all the way to the end.
Definitely. There's a line, isn't there? There's a line, and at the end of the day, the job will only be finished once we cross that line. You know, if we fail, then you know I have to take full responsibility. You know, that's a given. But you know, we're still in the race.
Sure.
You know, we are. We're still in the race. But we need to be getting our own house in order.
Sure.
You know,
have you ever been in such a difficult situation in your football career, either as a player or manager?
As a player, I tasted a season at Gillingham Football Club, playing there. We were down the wrong end when Keith Birkinshaw come back from Portugal. But you know, we would go to places and you'd be told, you know, how the devil are you down there, etc. That would do me at the moment. That would do me. I don't think, you know, you'll have Steve King and some of the players. I mean, in fairness, at 2-1, you thought, well, you know, is there? Could it be? But
well, that's the frustrating thing. We got ourselves back into it.
Got ourselves back into it. You know, they're rushing clearances, etc. A slight panic on, but then we go and gift them to schoolboy goals again. So, you know, we've got to stop doing that.
Now, in this tough Gillingham season, did you get out of it or did you go down?
No, we got out of it.
Excellent. I'll regard that as an omen.
Let's smoke some.
Thanks, Tosh. Have a good
worries.
Saturday night.
Yeah,
Cheers.
try.